I retired from modeling.
Yeah.
And meaning I wasn't working. And
when you got a passion, been on for so long, and everything around you starts to go wrong, gotta keep your
Welcome to Do-Over Divas. We're starting over, but this time with better boundaries and skincare. I'm Libby.
I'm Jill.
And I'm Corey. And we have a guest today, a very special guest today that I'm so excited about. I'm just going to introduce her. Pivoting from scene-stealing actress to scoring Emmy love for scripting Bob's Burgers, Lindsey Stoddart ditched the spotlight to bring the laughs. She's talking burnout, boundaries, and what it's really like being a hot woman with a filthy mouth in the writer's room.
Yeah.
Welcome, Linz.
fun as it sounds.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Thank
right?
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here with
There
you guys.
could have been a lot
thrilled.
more adjectives, but I just
Yes.
wanted to give them the basics and then let you come in and tell us. Our whole thing here is do-overs. At some point in life when you just decide you want to reinvent, and I think you are the fucking queen of that. And
sure.
I've just been always impressed with your pivot and your turn and your ability to just close one door, open another, and fucking crush it.
Literally crush it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Literally.
Thank
So
you.
let's talk about it.
Thank you.
Let's
Anybody
go.
have a specific question, or should Lindsey
Well,
just give us
the
her
great
story?
part is you were an actor with Lindsey.
Yep.
The two of you worked
We
together.
met as actresses.
Talk about, that's a big pivot. So you went from a working actress, tons of shows, and did you decide to be a writer, or did you get pushed through that door? What happened?
Yeah, well, meeting Corey in acting class was one of the best things that my
If
acting
not the
career.
best.
That my acting career.
What about
brought
your
me.
life?
But no, I had never understood why anyone would be a writer. I never understood why anyone wouldn't want to be in front of the camera. I came up during a time where people were doing one-woman shows, and I'm just like, I don't have anything to say, but I will say other people's words. And
I still feel that way.
yeah, I never was just like, why would you, what? And then it was, it for me, where so much of life's unexpected fun twists and turns comes from is the rock bottom, is not
Right.
working as an actor, is being at a place in my career where I could not get arrested, that I had a couple of kids, and one that was still my youngest, who's now 14, was, still pretty little. And yeah, I just couldn't work. I couldn't get hired. I couldn't book a commercial. I couldn't book a guest spot. I couldn't.
And
So-
even if that goes on for 6 months or a year, that's it's your bread and butter, man. You just go, what the fuck do I do now?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and even pivoting to writing was not a choice. It was just a necessity of creation, because I had no creative outlet, because work was where I was getting my creative outlet. And so when I wrote a pilot that kind of got me into the door to having a writing career.
Tell us about that decision, though. You decided. I mean, I remember it was a specific decision. You were just like, oh, shit. And so you made the decision to sit down and write something, right?
I had this character in my head of this washed up supermodel who had been sent to rehab and had stayed for 8 years, because it was a posh
best.
Malibu rehab with equine therapy on the beach, and she had the money, and they just couldn't get her to leave. And then they invented a story that they were getting shut down because it was on native lands. And
Wait until they made this. This is
in
all
the
made
pilot.
up.
the rehab,
Just to get her out of there.
Yes, was we're all gonna just kind of go along with this
Right.
idea that we're getting shut down, so she has to leave. And so she
It was genius. It
leaves.
really was. Yeah.
It's
Well,
awesome.
I don't know
It
about that, but
sounds
it's
awesome.
It's desperation. It's exactly where kind of I was. Is just what if you're this woman that's just not ready to die? Is not ready to just be
Give it up.
a healed,
Yeah.
Right.
non-alcoholic woman
Yeah.
who's ready to go on to another part of her life. What if she gets kicked out of rehab and just is like, okay, well, I guess I'm a supermodel again, and decides to keep going anyway? And that was this character that I kind of had in my head, and I had enough friends and writer friends that are like, just write it. And I'm like, but I know nothing. I didn't go to college. I know nothing about writing. And they're like, who cares?
Yeah, but you're a
And-
genius. And
well-
you have a genius husband.
Oh, well,
so you've got like
I have a
lot of
genius
support.
husband. I am not a genius, but I am.
come on.
I'm ambitious, and I'm creative, and I'm restless. And so when I hit those bottoms, which I have since, but when I hit that acting bottom, that career bottom of identity, my identity is not who I'm not who I thought I was, because I thought I was an
Right.
actor and I thought I was on the up. And I'm not on the up. I'm on the plateau, and then I'm maybe on the down. What do you do? And that's what got me into
That gives
writing.
me goosebumps.
That does give me goosebumps.
That
too.
is like.
That's why we're here.
But honestly, there's so many, not just actors, but people that I
Everyone.
know that would not come out of denial long enough to acknowledge that that's where
Right.
they are. They wouldn't have enough self-reflection to be like, okay, shit, where am I on that curve? Where am I? I mean, that's really insightful.
Well, thank you. And I think I want to be clear about something. It was not a decision to become a writer.
Really?
It was no. It was not a decision. It was a decision to write.
Yes.
It was a decision
Yes.
that
Okay.
like I
Yes.
had to
Right.
Yes.
be creative
Create.
in some way
Yeah.
because the only outlet I had was gone, and I can't sing, and I can't play an instrument, and I can't draw. I can't paint. I can't, and it was
Sex
a
worker.
need to
Maybe sex worker.
I
Sex
could be a
worker
sex
would be
worker,
awesome.
But you were married by then.
Yes, I
Shit.
was married. I
Awkward.
had 2 kids.
I don't know if that would stop me.
Nobody
Yeah.
was really interested.
Yeah.
And except a very strange,
That ship had
a very
sailed.
strange
Well,
group that you don't necessarily
there
want
is
to
a
get
fetish
yourself
for that,
involved with.
right?
Yes.
I mean,
I didn't
OnlyFans
want to be
group.
someone's
Yeah.
fetish. Yes. You know,
Depending
but
on
You
the
had so many
paycheck.
options. If you just would have checked in with us.
yes.
Call
yes.
Corey next time you
I
want to make a
know.
life shift, because apparently
I know.
she's
Well,
full of
that,
them.
it was just one of my 2 options, and so I just tossed it over, let Lindsay borrow it for a minute. Yeah, stripper, and then I was like, oh, I can't dance.
Oh.
Right.
So you decided to become a writer, but when you did that, it wasn't necessarily, yeah, I'm going to be a successful writer. It was just, I need to write.
It was just I'm going to write, and I did, and I wrote something, and I wrote the beginning of this pilot, and I gave it to some friends, and I was like, give me some thoughts, and they did, and they were wonderful. And then I put it down for a year and was like, because I have no discipline, I had no desire to be a writer. I was
why
just
we're
like, I
friends.
was just trying,
Yeah.
I was just trying to like, get stuff out because of how sad I was, because of how lost I was, because of, I'd become a mother and losing my career, my career kind of, in
Just
this
sort of
doldrum.
fades. It doesn't even die. Just sort of fades.
It
and
fades
you go,
and-
did I retire and no one told me?
Right, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
should I do
exactly how it
headshots?
feels.
It's been 2
Yeah,
years, but why
exactly.
would I do headshots when I haven't booked anything in a year
right,
and a half?
right.
It's like,
But
why
how
am I spending
relatable is
money?
that? That's crazy.
But here's my question for you, because your story is all about, plowing through the feeling of, I'm at the end of, for all the women out there, which is how we started this podcast, it feel like they're at the end of the road of something, and you just take another road. And that's that's not only inspiring, it's gutsy, but I love that it wasn't intentional, you just did it. And so what is your advice for the women that feel stuck? Like, this is the end of the road. Like, oh, my kids are grown. They don't need me anymore. Now what? Or I was an actress, or I was a writer, or I was, working at a company and got fired. And now I don't know what's next. How, you jumped into something and are wildly successful at it and talented. But what do you say to the women that feel stuck and don't know? Do you just start writing?
She says, sorry.
Just start writing?
I mean, I do think that, thank you for all the things
It's
you said.
very true.
Are you going to cry?
And no.
Are we gonna make you cry?
I already
Cry.
cried this morning. I got it all out.
Was it
that
a
out
good
of the
cry?
system.
It all out.
Good,
It was
good,
a good
good,
cry.
good,
I was
okay.
I was listening to some Bob
I
Marley.
can't believe I have to go to this Do-Over Divas.
Oh God!
Sit with Corey?
Why did I commit to this?
Yeah, no. I took a long look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes. Just
That's a tough
fucking
one. That's
sob.
a tough one. Yeah.
It feels good though.
Yeah. No, I think that, I think that we all relate to the struggle of how long life is.
Yeah.
And we're very lucky that, we are the age that we are, and hopefully we have, decades more to go. But I think that feeling of stuck, that feeling of lost, that feeling of being at the bottom
Right.
is such a gift.
Yeah, it breeds necessity, doesn't it?
It breeds
like
necessity
creativity and
when we accept the bottom, when we accept
That's what Corey was saying, right?
it is that acceptance, and and trusting the subconscious and the unconscious.
Yeah.
Because I started writing. I guess I've been a writer now for 10 years or so,
Yeah.
which seems insane to me, because I feel like I don't even know how old I am, but I couldn't possibly have been doing this for 10 years.
Right.
But it's that when we're stuck, when we're at the bottom of something, it's
Right.
the beginning of something else. Can you get out of your own way?
Yeah.
Can you let go?
That's everything.
Can you let go? And can you stop identifying with who you were? And I didn't.
Oh, that's
the rub
hard.
right there.
That's
man.
so hard, and that's
So hard.
everything.
Yeah.
Because you still
Now
feel
she's
like
gonna make me cry.
Oh, yeah,
Fuck
Corey's
me.
gonna cry.
That
Yeah.
is really, really insightful, though. That is like, and I hate to use that
Say,
word again,
repeat
but-
that again.
Yeah.
Can you
yeah.
let go of who you?
Can you
once-
stop
Identifying as that?
Yes, with
Wow.
who you
Especially
you
if
were.
it's something that you have. I mean, I can speak for myself, but for other people also, especially if it's something you have identified as since you were a child or since you were even in your 20s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's
Spend 20
really,
years
there
doing.
are people that go their entire lives and never are able to
No.
accept that
No.
and to let go of that. I
No.
mean,
Or they get stuck in the rock bottom.
So,
And they
Lindsay,
wallow.
were you afraid?
think about the
That's
very
a scary
beginning.
place.
Think about the very
Because you were that person for so long.
When she was like, acting's done. What do I do now? I have two little kids.
Good question.
Yeah.
What happens?
Wow.
I'll tell you yes and no. I was more afraid when I quit cocktail waitressing at 25 to pursue an acting career full time.
Had you been
To
acting a
me,
little bit by then?
I had been acting, but I hadn't supported myself, and my husband and I had just gotten married, and I did not want to be a married cocktail waitress at the Viper Room. I just didn't.
Yeah.
I just fucking didn't.
You knew
There was
more.
something that I
Yeah.
was just like, I just don't. And it's all ego and
It's just you had a
But
picture
there was
in your
something
mind.
where I was
Ego's
just like-
healthy. Ego is very healthy.
right as a servant.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
And I just was like, I just don't want to do this. And when I quit that job, that was a real identity crisis of like, I've never not worked. I've never not worked.
Yeah.
And now I've decided to give up my, comfortable
Your paycheck.
cocktailing job that I do at night while I audition during the day, or when I'm lucky enough to book something, I can do it. And that to me was scarier. That was more of a leap. When I went from acting to writing, it's not that I still took any audition I could get. I didn't know acting was over. And, I would occasionally do, voiceover work. I did voices on Bob's before I worked there, so there were moments, but it wasn't a clear like, oh, Lindsay, you're fired from acting.
Right.
And it wasn't a clear thing like that. So I think the more fearful thing, bless you, the more fearful thing was making a conscious choice to quit cocktail waitressing to focus on acting, because that's more vulnerable. That's more putting it out to the world.
Yeah,
that
it
it's
is.
Yeah.
I'm going to be an artist now.
You let go of the
Yeah.
control a little
Yeah.
bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's huge.
And made the decision that it's like, I'm not going to leave anything on the table.
Wow.
I'm not gonna have an excuse.
Yeah.
I'm deciding, okay, I'm going at this full tilt boogie.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
That's
that
incredible.
was scary.
And you had modeled before, and you were acting a bit, but not supporting yourself. And then you were like, okay, I'm all in.
I'm all in. I'm all in.
Yeah.
Gutsy.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when you decided or sort of segued when you were like, okay, I got to do something else creative, and you sort of were exploring the writing, and you had written this pilot, say the year has passed, right? And you've picked it up again? to finish it?
I picked it up again, and I am so bad at having any form of discipline or practice. I'm a little bit better now, but I decided there was a class at Improv Olympic West where, you know, I'd done improv and the theater that my husband co-founded. And there was a class being taught how to write a sitcom in 6 weeks or something.
Wow.
I can't remember.
Wow.
I can't
Okay.
remember the name of it. The
Yep.
Michael McCarthy, who is no longer with us, was the teacher. He was a wonderful writer, improviser, teacher. And it was a 6-week thing. And by the end of the 6 weeks, you would have a finished pilot. And you do a staged reading.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
This is what I
But
need.
that gives you structure.
It
You
gives
have
me
to show up. You
structure.
have
And
to
a
have
deadline.
the pages. You
Yep.
have to do it because
Yes.
that sounds like that's something you needed. But you were
Yes.
smart enough to give yourself that gift of, I know I need structure, so I'm going to jump into something that forces me
Yeah.
to do this.
Yes.
Whether
Yes.
I
If
want
you're
to
not
run
gonna
from
do
it
it
or not.
yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
So at the end, you had a staged reading?
So at the end, I scheduled my staged reading. Of course, I had wonderful, talented actor friends
Yes.
that could
Corey.
do the
No,
reading.
not me yet. No,
Cor-
well,
no.
no, we were friends, but I wasn't part of that
Oh, okay.
workshop. So it was people in the workshop, right?
at
Improv
Pete-
people.
and yes, Pete
Yep,
and
yep.
a couple of my, you know, just like actress friends that from the comedy world that, you know, we would usually go up against each other
Yeah.
and they would get the jobs, I wouldn't. They were kind enough to do it. And I did the staged reading, and it was such a what I found in writing, which is another thing that helped me get unstuck from that bottom place, was that I could use my voice in a way that I couldn't as an actor. I could just write, and these characters could say whatever off-color,
Yep.
nasty, dirty, funky, shitty,
Yep.
funny little thing that I knew I couldn't really get away with, or couldn't that I would never have the chance to do on camera. And how freeing it was. And that's when I discovered, like, oh, I do have a point of view as a writer. I wasn't going for writing. I wasn't going to find my point of view. I was just going because I was so sad that I wasn't creating anything, that I wasn't creative at all. And so seeing my, you know, silly, stupid words coming out of these talented actors' mouths, I was just
And
like,
hearing people laugh.
Yeah.
And seeing it come to
Yeah,
life.
isn't that the best feeling in
Oh,
the world?
I was like, oh,
God.
I get why people are writers.
Yes.
I get this.
I've
I get
I've written
it. I
one thing in my
get
life.
it.
I've
Yeah.
had that feeling like one time, and it is like, it's like a drug.
It
It's
is like a
crazy.
drug.
Right?
I mean, I'm not talented enough to continue because I can never come up with an ending. But, you know, beginning and middle was great.
Endings are hard, and
Endings too hard for
and
me.
it's you're very talented. So
Good.
you know,
So
Very
how do
sweet.
you go
No,
from a
but-
you need a
class?
6-week class.
Yes, right.
Yeah, there you can do 6-week
No,
class.
thank
How
you.
do you go from a class? Take us on the journey a little bit because it's such it's again for the people that feel stuck to make the right take the road. You know, like how do you go from that to now you're on Bob's Burgers, which is brilliant. What's the how does
Yeah.
that happen?
Tell
A lot
us
of people
about,
take
like, the
classes
contest,
and
or
they
tell
don't
us- yeah, yeah,
they don't
yeah.
end up on shows.
Getting an agent, all of that.
Yeah.
that.
Well, the staged reading, I had invited a couple of my friends who are writers who were working and who actually happened to be writers on Bob's Burgers. There was, you know,
Way before
years
that
and
happened.
years. Yeah,
Yeah.
way before
Yeah.
you know, I've been on the show 4 years now. So this was way before before I got hired as a writer there. I had imposed upon them for notes when I was writing, and then I was like, hey, I know this is super annoying, but it's a weeknight at 9. Don't you want to come see the staged reading of my first thing I've ever written?
Isn't
Doesn't
that how I
sound
presented this to
fun?
you?
I know that.
Super annoying, but I'll have champagne. Lindsay, will you come?
Yes. It's like everything starts with the apology. Like, I'm so sorry that I'm asking you to do this, and you're going to feel compelled to say yes because we're friends, but I'm doing it. So through that stage reading, through finishing and just taking the leap of doing the class and deciding that I was just going to fucking finish this one fucking thing because I'm such a bad finisher.
Yeah, I get it.
And through that, my friends each separately gave them to their agent, one gave it to their manager, and they were like, I think that this is something you should be doing.
Wow.
And
Wow.
it was extremely lucky, combined with my hard work, my point of view,
Yep.
my willingness.
Yeah.
So it's
Your creativity, it was your words on that page, and putting it out there again.
and the risk.
Yeah.
It's a real
Yeah.
like when we're stuck, it's so hard to risk because at least we know where we're stuck.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
at least we know what
You're
this-
comfortable in that. You know what to expect. You can control it.
And maybe it'll change. Maybe it'll turn around. Maybe I would have gotten a show a year later.
I know. Who
maybe,
knows?
maybe. You know, and
But we just do that dance and
Yeah.
decide the music's not quite loud enough for me here. I need to move over here now. And
Right.
you have to vibe that if you're willing to look at it. If you're willing to look at
That's
it. Some
everything,
people are
Corey.
not.
Yeah,
And
that's
you're
everything.
risking failure. Because
That's right.
while you're here, it's like this was my fault that I'm not getting jobs anymore working
Right.
as an actor. Now you're
yeah.
saying I'm taking the big swing as a writer,
Right.
and if I fail, you've put yourself completely in a vulnerable place.
Right. And that's like where the practice from quitting the cocktailing to focus on acting comes in. You know, it's like because those big swings, I'm a huge fan of big swings. Like when I see a movie or a TV show that I don't like, if it's a big swing, I'm just like,
still have respect.
here's my money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
so
Agreed.
ballsy
Thank you
to
for
take
going
a
out there.
big
Getting it
ass
out there.
swing.
Yeah, it is.
And there's a lot of work that goes in behind it. Like,
Sure.
Oh,
it's so
it's just as hard to
difficult.
make something shitty as
It's
it is to
so
make something
hard.
genius.
Sure is.
It really is. And your heart and your feeling and your, I've written some things, and when you see it on its feet, you're exposed in a different way than I've never acted, so it's different than acting, but you're exposed and you are sort of saying, all right, this is next, and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
So did you have to unlearn things being an actor to moving from acting to writing?
I think so. I think that being an actor for as long as because I started, early, 19, 20,
Yep.
when we're all like just throwing everything
in our
we
eyes.
can. Yeah, it's like I retired from modeling.
Yeah.
And meaning I wasn't working. And
That's what happens.
Forced retirement.
and not really enjoying it either. It's
Yeah.
like I wasn't great at it. I just happened to be,
Yeah.
the right size at the
And
right
beautiful.
time.
Yeah.
And I don't,
Yep.
there were certainly
Good genes.
more
Thank you very
attractive-
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like it was a time where people wanted toothpicks with not a lot of expression. So it was like, okay, great, I'm your girl. But
Hold on, let me smoke this blunt. No, I'll be right there. You want no expression? Okay.
I
All right.
got you covered. These eyes are dead as fuck.
These eyes are dead as fuck. That's right.
Nothing is going on
Yeah.
behind here.
Yeah. You love it,
Just
don't
let's
you?
party.
Yeah.
That was the look. That was the
Yeah.
look.
Yes,
It really was.
It
Yeah.
was a fun time.
Yep.
But
Good times. Yeah.
so I think as the unlearning was that I still am unlearning it. It's the performance element of writing. I'm still very expressive. And I still, when I pitch something in the room or pitching a show or pitching a joke, working on someone else's thing, like I will stand up, I will get loud, I will whatever. And it's like, oh, right. No.
don't
This
need to
is
do
not
that.
necessarily where this
Oh.
is, not that people don't respond positively to it, but I
Right.
can get a little too much like, oh, I've got to put on the thing. And it's like, I don't have to put on a thing as a writer. And also
I feel like I have to put on a thing in life. I would definitely fall victim to that.
You would totally,
That's
Corey,
really
yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
You would suck in the room.
No, I disagree. No, I don't think it means you would suck. I think I take it the other way. I totally don't mean you would suck. I mean you would bring all of your energy into something, thinking that,
And it's not necessary.
because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
help it
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you are that life.
I do that in life, yeah.
That energy, which is great. But you're right. You don't need it in a writer's
because
you
it's
don't,
a
you don't
mask.
have
You
to
don't.
have it, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
When is it the mask?
Yeah.
And when is it?
And when you can just leave the mask off. Yeah.
And the mask
Oh,
off, and
yeah.
the genuine enthusiasm
Yeah.
and creativity is coming
Yeah.
through. And I think that
feels better. It's not
Oh.
exhausting.
Oh,
it's so much
right?
better.
It doesn't
and,
deplete you.
and who do you want to be in
feeds
a
you.
room with? Do you want to be in a room with someone
Oh, God.
performing
Yeah.
what they think you want? Or do you want to be in a room with someone who is
Genuinely
ballsy enough?
enthusiastic. Yeah.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
put it out there, and then
Right.
it lands with a thud, and everyone forgets that you ever stood up and had this great idea, and you sit down and you go back to thinking,
and you order
that's
lunch.
someone else's idea. You
And you order lunch, and then that's you go home.
Reevaluate all your life choices.
Yeah, you go
Call it a
home,
day.
you pop a bottle of something, and
Yeah, there
First
you go.
time you pitched in the room, how scary was it?
Okay, now wait. Before you go to that, because I think it'll lead into your question.
Okay.
Tell us about when you got your first job in the writer's room.
Yes.
How
Because I
intimidating.
remember. I
Do you?
remember you were like, holy fucking shit.
which one? The
first-
pilot or Odd Mom Out or
No, not the
Housewife?
pilot. I think, wasn't the first one Housewife or the
The
first
first one
Odd?
was Odd Mom Out.
Yes, okay, Odd Mom Out. Because I remember before your first day, you were telling me about how the WGA is amazing. They give you someone like a mentor, and they prep you for the writer's room. And then before the first day, you were like,
And
That-
let's be clear. Let me interrupt. You don't
Yes.
look like the typical writer on a show. You walk in,
you
you're this
look like
beautiful.
who would be cast as a writer.
well,
Yeah.
sure, but
Well, and
Yeah.
that's another thing that I
So
had
this beautiful
to
woman
unlearn.
walks in. Yeah, this beautiful
Oh, stop.
No, it's true. No, I'm being serious. I've been in writers' rooms, and it's like to be a pretty woman in a writer's room is difficult.
yeah, it might be. Yeah,
It can
But
be.
let's hear about that
Yeah.
experience.
I want to hear about your whole.
Yeah, well, that was
The whole
definitely
thing.
part of the unlearning of acting, or the differences between acting and writing, because I'm so used to. I think at first, it's as being a very, very, very mildly successful teen model, and then a mildly successful actress to where I am. It's like getting dressed, looking a certain way,
Right.
and also being Gen X. Like, we grew up in a
Right.
time where the male gaze, that was
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
all unlearning.
You're
that
striving
it's-
for that.
Oh wait, I don't
That's
have to
unlearning.
what? Huh?
yeah. If you're not getting that, there's a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to walk into a writer's room looking like an actor was definitely a lesson, and one that I really resisted, because as soon as you're judging me for how I'm looking, it's like, well, then fuck you. I'm
Yeah.
bringing it 10%.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to bring it another 100%. Now I'm going to wear heels, and now I'm going to do, it's like, that's just my
Yeah, I know.
Right.
The
idiotic
rebel in
We're
you.
all with you.
nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all
Yeah.
with you. We're all
I'm
with
just
you.
like, oh,
Totally.
you didn't like that? Let me give you a
Yeah.
fucking mouthful
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah,
I got
there
a
you
push-up
go.
bra I'm wearing
That
tomorrow.
makes-
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
you uncomfortable? Welcome.
Yes, yes.
Here I am.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm your fucking girl. So yeah. So
That is the title of your autobiography, by the way. I'm
your fucking girl.
Yeah.
That's a great title.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
Lindsay.
great title.
right. I will never
That's yours.
finish it. So someone else steal it, because
She just
I
have to
need
finish it.
to take a class. I need a 6-week class.
You need PV.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
there you go.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so first gig.
so the first gig, I got hired as a writer on a show called Odd Mom Out, which was on Bravo, and it actually worked in New York. And and I got hired as the staff writer, which is the lowest person
Right.
on the totem
Right.
pole. And and so I had got this job. A friend of mine had recommended me for it, and I interviewed, and it worked out. And so I was going to be in New York for a couple of weeks, and then shortly before I started, my father had passed away. So I was going to be there for a couple of weeks, and then go
This
to
was
a
your first
celebration
job?
of life. This was my first
And your
job
dad
after
died.
I had
Okay.
The pilot.
Yes, I had
Okay.
made a pilot
Yeah.
that didn't get picked up. The one I had written in that class, and it didn't
Which
get
we're
picked
going to
up.
circle back to in a minute.
Oh,
Go ahead. Yeah.
And so when I had interviewed for this job, my showrunner who co-EP'd my pilot had recommended me for this staff writer position. And I knew that I didn't know anything about being in a writer's room. I had no idea what to expect.
How many men, how many women?
It was wonderful. It was run by 2 women, and then the star, Jill Cardman, was also in the room. And then
Were you
one
petrified?
other woman, one gay man, and one straight man.
Okay.
That's
That's
an
a good
unusual
group.
room.
It was
That's a good
wonderful.
group.
It was wonderful. And then the next season, it was all women and one younger straight man. cis man, and so it was a wonderful, nurturing environment to be in, and the showrunners, Julie and Elise, who were absolutely wonderful, had me. I just sat at this table, and I was just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing.
But also go back a day when you're like, I just had diarrhea for 24 hours
Oh
straight.
my God!
Yeah, oh, sure.
Wouldn't you? You'd be
Oh
petrified.
my
Yes,
God.
terrified
And
not
then took
only.
a picture outside on the yard or something, didn't you? Like my first day.
I'm sure
Didn't
I
you?
did.
Something like that. I just remember you being like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I was just in the bathroom the whole day. I
Right.
don't know. Like,
Yes, yeah. I think
Impre-
that might have been Housewife.
oh, it might have been.
because
you were back here.
Housewife was like 15 writers in one room.
That's right.
And I was just
That's
like,
right.
I can't believe I have to pitch a joke in front of
Yes,
15
yes,
of like
yes,
the
yes,
funniest
yes.
people
Oh my
I've
God! Were you
ever
petrified?
met.
I would have been so petrified.
I
would
was
have been-
absolutely terrified. I
Yeah.
was absolutely
Yeah.
terrified and completely insecure, and knew no one.
Yeah.
And and I had this amazing experience with Odd Mom Out. There's a very like a nurturing environment where everyone was, and I got great advice, which I take with me to not only every room, but any time I'm trying anything. I got great advice from Will Graham, who's a super talented writer and was the showrunner of my pilot, who had helped me in the door at Odd Mom Out, because I wasn't getting a script as a staff writer. They were like, we can't give you a script, we're sorry, but we're happy you're here and you'll help how
Right.
you can. And I was like, okay, fine. And I was like,
Yep.
great.
Can I ask how old you were? This is for all the women that are like, this is the second. This is a do-over in a sense of like where you were before.
Yes. Let's see.
Like you weren't 25.
No.
You were, yeah, no, that's why I'm asking. For the women that are like, what do I do
it was
next?
2014.
I think
so
you hadn't
I
even
was
turned 40.
40. I
Had
was
you?
just about to be 40. I was 39. I was 39.
Wow.
And some staff writers are like 25.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yes.
you're like, so there's never like that. The women that feel like I'm too old to do that, or there's no way.
Oh.
that's no truth to that apparently.
No, and in the WGA kind of like group that like helps you, that it's like, oh, I'm new to the guild, and they put you with a mentor and they put you in a group. When I said my age to my group, a woman gasped.
She did not.
She gasped.
How old was she?
A girl.
A girl. Was she 25?
She was like in her 20s, and she went, and I was like, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's all
We're
right.
gonna be fine.
You're
We're
fine.
all gonna
We
be
don't
through
survive
this
this.
together.
Call 911.
Yeah.
We're good.
You'll
Like,
survive.
I
this.
understand you might be very sad for me that I am my age in this group, but it's actually really okay.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and she was
that's-
lovely. It was just like her natural thing. Like,
Yeah, because
But-
it's rare that it's true. It's rare that honestly, writers' rooms are getting younger and younger and younger, and it's
and-
ridiculous.
right? Well, and they're disappearing too.
they're
It's-
disappearing.
it's, there's
Well,
just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which came first?
I know, right?
Oh, there you
yes,
go.
Yes.
That's a
So-
good question.
So, I
So you were on there on Odd Mom Out for how long?
2 years.
I did 2 seasons.
Okay.
2 seasons
Okay.
there, and it was wonderful. Oh, the advice. The
Yes,
advice
yes,
I got
yes,
from
yes.
from Will Graham that
Yeah.
I think is super helpful, because I wasn't getting a script, and I was like, we're having dinner. Will and I are having dinner, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm doing anything right. I don't know if I'm being valuable.
Right.
And he was like, ask them when you go in the office, because it was just me and the showrunners, because everyone was out on script. And
right.
and I
Oh,
was
Jesus.
and
Yeah.
he's like, ask them if you could maybe come up with some web content, or if there's anything that they don't want to do that you could do. He's like, just find a way to show them your voice as a writer.
Oh, that's
That's
smart.
great.
And I
That's
was like,
amazing.
yes,
Yeah.
I never
Great
thought of
advice.
that.
No.
Yeah.
Never thought of
I
that.
was sitting
neither.
there waiting for the world to come to me, waiting for them
Right.
to tell me, because I don't know what to do. I'm not a writer.
And
I've
you
never
also
been
don't
in
want
a
to
room.
step over the line. You don't want
Yeah.
to step over
Yeah.
what you're not supposed to ask
And
to
in
do.
my head, I'm an actor.
Yeah.
I'm
and
not
you're
a
doing
writer.
your
I'm
job.
an actor.
Right.
I
You
don't
do your
fucking know.
job. You
Direct
go-
me.
Yeah, totally.
I don't fucking know.
Right.
That's the best advice.
And that
Wow.
advice I take into absolutely
Wow.
any new situation.
Believe it or not, that's the advice that I give my 20-year-old now,
Yeah.
that I give my kid at his internship. He's like, well, most of my team is out today. He'll text me this. So, I got pretty easy day. And I go, is your boss there? Because maybe you need to go in and say, what can I do to help you out
Yep.
today? Can I help out another team? It's just the whole above and beyond thing.
Yeah.
But
Right.
as a writer, not having done that before, I'm sure you were just like, I don't know where they need me.
Right.
So that's
Or how I
brilliant advice.
prove my
Yeah.
voice.
Yes,
Right.
how I
Because if
show
they're not going to
them.
use you, how do they know what
You're
voice
right,
you have?
you're right.
Yeah.
So this
Right.
was a brilliant
It's specific
workaround
to-
Yes.
of this is my voice.
Here's my talent.
And that's
Yes,
when web
this is
content
what I bring to
was
the table.
really just beginning. So
Right.
that's perfect.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
it was-
yeah,
and-
exactly.
And when I did that, then I was the star, Jill Cargman, who was also one of the EPs and writers, had recommended me to Bravo, the network the show was on, to be in charge of it was like some Slack texty kind of thing that it was like, oh, these are texts between the characters. So it was just writing text bits as though the characters
wow.
were texting.
That's
And-
brilliant.
And they were like, do you want to do that? And I think it was an extra couple $100 or something. And I was like, great. And so I would do these silly little things where I got to be creative.
Wow.
Show your voice.
Show my
In the
voice.
voice of the characters of the show you're on.
And I got
brilliant.
to have a little bit of value.
Yes.
And so through that, and
That's
then I'm
everything.
also getting to know how to write for character, how to write for other people.
And it's also
then
different than what the other writers are doing. So it gave you a little side door
Yes.
into
Yeah, exactly.
creating
I am
value for yourself.
all about side
Yeah.
doors.
Side
Yeah.
doors.
That is how my acting career started. That is how my writing. I'm
Yep.
all about so you're at the fucking bottom, looking up, just going, I don't know what the fuck to do, and you see that little crack
Yep,
or
yep.
that door,
Squeeze through there.
and it's
Yeah.
just
But
like,
you have to walk through it.
Yes.
A lot of people go, I don't know, I'm good. You
Well, they
walk
don't see
through
it.
it.
They don't
Yeah.
even see it.
They don't see it. Or they're
Most of the time.
afraid. Or
Right.
oh yeah,
I
don't
don't,
see
see,
it.
I don't see it
It
all
doesn't
the time. I
look
mean,
like what you think
That's right.
it should
Right.
look like.
You have a picture in your head.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was, and Bravo took advantage of web content in a way that most other networks didn't. And they really broke through because of that.
Right.
So, what a
Right.
perfect place for you.
Yes, yeah, it was another instance of just that place of not giving up and of asking for help.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so hard to ask for
Those are
help.
key-
I mean, as women, we're not taught to ask for help unless it's a damsel in distress.
Yes.
I
Yes.
can't do anything.
Or,
Yeah,
yes.
But that's
yeah,
great
yeah.
advice for anyone who feels stuck, right? Ask for help and take it if it's good, if
Right.
it's worth it. Or try it. Just try it.
Yeah.
Try it.
Yeah.
And that's something you seem to do very well.
One of my first internships, my boss, who is this wonderful woman, said to me, and I said, what do I do? Because I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm at HBO and I have no idea. And she said, I want to go home to my children. So ask me every day, what can I do to get you home sooner?
Yep.
And that's what I did. Every day I was like, what can I do to get you home sooner? And she's like, go do all of these things. And it's the thing I
Yeah.
live by.
And isn't it wonderful to have that clear directive?
Yeah.
Love
That
it.
Right.
she was able to clearly state, this is my want. I don't know necessarily
with
how to
that.
get there,
Right.
but this is my want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Like,
it, right.
Let's work together to make that
What
happen.
a wonder-
Right.
Yes, what
Yeah.
a wonderful
Yeah.
directive to
Yeah.
get,
Yeah.
and then to follow through on
And to
of like,
follow through
great,
on it.
I'm going to take you at your word.
Yeah.
So now you did all of this. You did all of the web content. You sort of found a place to, shine a light on all you could do. And now you're going to your next show?
And so from that, I was able, yes, to kind of get to know the showrunners more. They trusted me with I would rewrite a scene here and there, and then I got asked back for the next season. So then I went back for the full 9 weeks. I was there the whole time that time, which was great. And then came back here. And I met on a show called American Housewife, which was a sitcom on ABC, and it had already been on for one season. And my agents, shout out to my agents, because sometimes you're just like, are my agents doing anything? Like, is there,
Oh, yeah.
do they whatever?
Yeah.
And this was one of those times where I'm like, this was not a connection. This was not anyone I knew. This was my agents talking to ABC and me getting a meeting.
Your
and
agents did
pitching
something.
you, and-
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
They did it. So
It's not common.
Tim
Sorry,
and
agents.
Alan, all the love. This is their Emmys. Thanks. This is as far as
love
I'll get
that.
on thanking
stop. You
anyone
never know.
publicly
You
on a
never know.
microphone. But
Barely a mic. Just yeah.
right, yeah, just like
a little laugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go.
but
Mike-ish.
But yeah, so then I was hired on American Housewife, which is much more of a traditional comedy writer's room. I think there was 14 or so of us.
Wow.
Boy.
I think
That's a big room.
Other than we had two showrunners or three showrunners. One was the creator, a woman named Sarah Dunn. She was the only other mom on staff of American Housewife, the only other housewife on staff.
Well,
of
you really
American
don't need more
Housewife.
than that.
I mean,
That's
you don't
enough.
That's enough. That's the
enough.
You
quota.
just need the husband.
Yeah.
It's really just a picture of what they think a housewife is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think men should write that for sure.
Yeah,
sure.
no,
Absolutely.
and they did. But what a wonderful, writer's room. I'm still very close with a lot of the writers in that room, but that was the real, like, I have diarrhea.
Yes.
Was it?
Okay, that's
that
what
was
I'm
the
remembering then.
intimidating.
It was so
Right.
intimidating. Sitting at Odd Mom Out, I was in a small room with 5 or 6 people, most of them women. Everyone wanted to be home by 4, and it was
That's nice.
gentle and supportive and
Yep.
silly and loving and.
How
And
great that's where you
everyone-
got to start.
I mean,
Holy
Yeah.
Oh my
shit
gosh.
balls.
Yeah.
such a
Holy
gift,
shit balls.
right?
Yes.
Such a gift
Yeah.
to start there, and then to be on Housewife and just be like, oh shit, I've
Yeah.
got to. This is why I never did stand up. Like the balls it takes to stand up on stage and be like, I'm going
Oh,
to say
no.
things that I think are funny.
Yeah.
And
Let me know if you do.
I have to live or die by them.
Yes.
I'm going to get a reaction. Like I was always so terrified of that, and so this was like that.
Right.
This was like,
Yeah.
oh,
And
I'm
writers' rooms are brutal.
And they're-
they can be brutal.
Brutal.
Like so mean. Writers are the meanest.
It's like,
I
yeah, that
love
doesn't
them. I
work.
have one,
Yeah.
but they're the meanest.
Yes.
With no filter.
no filter
Like,
and
okay.
funny as fuck.
Oh,
so
hilarious.
it's
You
just,
can't
like,
have too
funny
many filters
news.
because it's got to move fast.
Yeah, and they will take you down. It's kind of fun though.
Right.
I mean,
And
it's
it's
kind of fun. It's
wonderful.
part of it. But,
Yes.
But to be new to it from such a comfortable situation, I would have diarrhea too every day. I
Yes.
would be in the bathroom.
I was so sick.
Yeah.
I was so
Oh,
sick
yeah.
to my stomach and so just like, I mean, but this is any job, but especially this job, I would just come home and be like, babe, I'm getting fired.
Yeah.
Like I'm for sure getting fired.
Jeez.
Like I'm so terrified. I feel like I don't even speak the same language as these people, you know, because people are talking in writer
yeah.
tongues
Yeah.
and in structure and in all these, and I'm just like, I'm not great with structure.
That is
I'm really
learning
good
on
with
the
character,
job.
but I'm not.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how lucky that I was just like, I'm just being paid to learn how to do this. If I can survive, if I can figure out a way to be valuable, creative, or funny enough to like survive.
Right.
Yeah.
How'd you survive?
Yeah.
And how?
Yeah.
Champagne. Lots of
Lots of champagne.
Weed.
No, that was before it was so easy.
Yeah.
Right.
That was before like I could just go to get my gummies.
Yeah.
But it was again so much help.
Right.
I just asked for help, and I shared an office with. I was a story editor, so I was one step above. I'd moved up one step on the writer chain, and I shared an office with someone I'm still very close with today, named Anthony Lombardo, a very talented writer. And we could not be more different. I call him my prom baby. I'm like 17 years older than he is. And I'm like, I totally had you at the prom.
yeah,
and
yeah,
we're
he's mom,
reunited.
prom baby.
Yes, you're my little prom baby.
I love
That's
that.
hilarious.
And
My prom
I
baby.
love him to pieces. And we would go in our office. He was the staff writer, and he had been an assistant and worked his way up. And we would get in there and close the door and be like, "Do you know what you're doing?" It's like, "No, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, let's just hold on to each other." And like, I promise I'll tell you if you're going too far this way. And having that.
Yeah.
Trauma bond is way too strong of a word, but when you're
Yeah.
at the beginning
Yeah.
of something,
It is
Oh
a
my
trauma
gosh,
bond.
yeah.
when
It
you're
is.
when you're scared, when you're just
Yeah.
like, can I trust you? And please say yes because I have no other options.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you
I'm
find
gonna
that
anyway?
person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
going to anyway.
Yeah.
It's like I equate it to
That's
like you're in the
that's
water
your
and you find that
autobiography.
board floating by. You're like, I'm gonna hold on to that board. You're gonna be
Yes.
my board and I'll be
Wow.
yours.
Yes.
And then eventually we'll let go. We're good. And then
Right.
we're like, hey, we're doing this.
Yeah.
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 And I have
just a lot of doing it, a lot of pitching jokes, a
yeah.
lot of just, you know, like that's the scary, vulnerable part
Oh,
of,
yeah.
you know, it is just like, yeah, I have to try. I have to try. I've just
Yes.
never been someone that's good at giving up.
Let me just take a little.
All right. So American Housewife.
Yeah.
How does it go to Bob's Burgers? Because
Great.
let's
Great
be
question.
clear.
Bob's
okay?
Burgers is
Bob's
amazing.
Burgers
Yeah.
is the funniest show
Yeah.
on television.
Oh, thank
I
you.
mean,
So we got to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get there, and then I'll give you how
Okay.
how I see the show. I just love it so much.
I love the show as well, and you know, I've only been there 4 years out of our 15 seasons, so I have very little to do with why everyone loves the show. But I am thrilled to be a part of hopefully keeping
Absolutely.
people,
Absolutely.
you know, my small part in keeping the show alive and lovable. So I left American Housewife to actually go write on an animated musical that Lauren Bouchard, the creator of Bob's Burgers, was producing for Apple with Josh Gad,
Oh, sure.
Oh, wow.
called Central Park. Yeah.
Park.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So I had been asked to come over to Central Park before for the first season, and I wasn't able to go because of Housewife. And then I was asked again, and I was able to leave. And so I went to Central Park, and you know, that was just before COVID started. It was, you know, the
Wow.
January
Yeah.
of 2020, and so I, again, just by kind of leaving that housewife kind of safety net where I had enjoyed my time, but it wasn't it was a great place to be and a wonderful place to be. I worked with so many wonderful writers, but I had wanted to do animation, and I saw the second time coming around, and was very lucky to be able to jump on there. And at COVID, where we could keep working.
Yeah.
Right.
Animation was able
Wow.
to keep going
Smart.
during
Yeah,
COVID.
Yeah. Wow.
So-
That was lucky.
So
I mean, the
lucky.
timing of that January of 2020. That's
Yeah,
like
I was
right-
in the
oh,
office
wow.
for like 6
Yeah,
weeks, and then we all got
yeah.
sent
Wow.
home. But we were able to work from home, and
Yeah.
people were able to record from home
Wow.
to keep
Fantastic.
the production
Yeah.
rolling.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I was there for.
Sorry, you have hair on. Keep talking. I
Thank
just didn't
you.
want it to be on your mic.
Thank you.
Yep.
So I was there for 2 seasons. That show went for 3 seasons, and then when that wrapped, it just so happened that Bob's was looking for another writer, and
And you had friends on it.
I have friends who are writers on the show.
how
who I
fun.
One friend that I've known since I was 19. Another friend I met doing improv at 21, 22.
Wow.
So before they were
Wow.
writers on Bob's.
Right.
And it's so funny. A boy I went to middle school with. I was at his bar mitzvah.
Oh my God! It's like full circle.
Yeah,
It's
these
all
weird
full
little pockets
circle.
of my
Oh,
life
wow.
came to write on this show.
so great.
And I had
That's
done
crazy.
voices, and so and you know, having worked on Central Park, my friend John Schrader, who's definitely been one of my my guardian angels throughout my career, who is probably not only the tallest but funniest person you'll ever meet, who is so wonderful and so generous, and who was one of the people who came to my staged reading and gave my script to UTA and said, "I think you should read this."
He was a good one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was like, "We're looking for someone on Bob's, and I really want to." I really want to push you for it. And I was like, obviously that would be incredible, but I expect absolutely nothing.
Yep.
And it worked out that I was able to join the staff over there, and still during COVID. So we were still remote
Wow.
when I started, and now we're hybrid now. We're in the office 3 days a week, work from home 2 days a week, which is absolutely wonderful.
Heaven.
Amazing.
So great.
That's like
And
perfect.
So
As a
It's
mom.
so perfect.
Yeah.
It is. It I think makes for everyone to be happy and have a
Have a
healthy
balance.
Yeah, just a healthier
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Because when back to that conversation of identity, you know, our careers, we identify with them so much. And it's really nice to be able to have this career, but then also be home and be able to take the kids
Be
to
part of
school
your
or
family.
pick them
Totally.
up.
Yeah, have your life.
Have your life.
Yeah.
Have your life.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
need to lose your life.
Yeah.
For
Right.
for something.
No.
What's the most inappropriate joke you've pitched that actually made it into a Bob's Burgers episode?
Because there are some good ones. I
Or
have a
even not
favorite
even
line.
a Bob's Burgers. What is
Yeah.
the most inappropriate joke
Oh God.
that made it?
Or
That made it. Let's see. For Bob's, they're really good at weeding out my inappropriate jokes.
Are they?
They are really, really good at it. One that I don't think I pitched, but I really championed that made it in was, I think it was Gene, who, oh gosh, he was talking about a kind of candy, that like a ring pop kind of candy, if I'm remembering correctly, and someone, I don't think it was me, but God, I wish it was me, said finger blasters.
Hell yeah.
And I laughed so loud. And Lauren and Nora, the showrunners, were like, yeah, we can't. And I was just like, if we could please, if we could just please.
Get finger blasters in there.
Come on.
I would just really appreciate it, like as a personal favor. You don't owe me anything. You have given me job security. You have given me wisdom.
This
You
is
have
all
no
I'm asking of you.
reason
asking for
to
one
say
more
yes. But my God, in this life, you have to ask for what you want and what you need.
Finger
and
blasters.
I need this. I need this.
And it was a no.
And they said yes.
It made it! What episode?
Yes.
Do you remember the
I
episode?
don't remember.
God,
I have no
You've written some
memory
funny
of
stuff on that
anything.
show.
So
No.
fortunately, you have
Like-
to go watch all of them.
Exactly.
Yes,
find
yes.
the
Just
finger
go
Such a
watch
brilliant
Hulu.
show, and I know
Yeah.
you have questions, but I have to add.
Please.
There's a couple things. Like the one thing that takes me by surprise in watching Bob's Burgers is that it really feels like the last of the great family sitcoms, doesn't it? Like
Yes.
it feels like the love and the non-judgment and everyone has their little thing they do on that show. I mean, even the way Bob talks to inanimate objects. My husband will
Yes.
open a drawer
Yep.
with all of us in the room and go, "Who put this in the drawer? Why is the drawer like this?" And we'll talk to the drawer for about 5 minutes
Right.
before noticing anyone's around. But you also wrote a line, and I shared this with all of you guys in an episode. It was Candles in the Gym, I think. Anyway, she says, "Let's go for a walk." To the kids who are laying on the couch. I've had this exact conversation with my kids.
Right.
They're like, "Why would we want to do that?" And she's like, "It'll be fun." And Jean, I think, says to her, "You said that last time, Mom. Your mouth is a lie hole." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to look at my children and say, your mouth is a lie hole now." Because I'm keeping that line. I'm
Yeah.
stealing it from my life. Because it is, your
Please.
mouth is a
That's
lie
so
hole
good.
is brilliant.
Thank you. It's not
And-
mine.
Well,
That's
you should
still
take
correct.
credit.
That
'cause
is
it's
in my
good.
script, and I
Take
am
credit for that.
happy
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that is the wonderfulness and the value of having a writer's room is that when I can't think of the perfect "your mouth
God,
is a
it's
lie
Yeah.
hole"
great.
line,
Yeah.
that
Somebody
someone
will.
else
Yep.
gets to say it. And I remember who said it, and she is a mother, and she is super funny.
God
and it's
damn.
just like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
truth.
your mouth is a
that's
lie hole.
truth. That your kid
Yeah.
just yells at you, "Your mouth is a lie hole,"
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
right.
just like,
And
That's
she's
right.
just trying to get them to go for a walk outside.
Right.
Because they're on the couch.
And it
which
was
is
just like
fantastic.
an
Yes.
alley-oop. You
Yes.
just set
Yeah.
the scene for
Yep.
her, and she just handed you lie hole.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Love it.
Lie
No,
hole.
And the female
wonderful.
characters you guys create on Bob's Burgers are so rich. They're so much
Yeah.
richer than most of the live action,
They
shows
are.
that we see.
Yeah.
They feel like real women as
Yeah.
opposed to
I
Yeah.
agree. And I think what is also really nice is the men's reaction to the women on the show.
Absolutely.
Bob and the way he experiences Tina's sexual awakening
It's
is
fantastic.
wonderful.
It really is. It is.
wonderful. And he doesn't pretend to, be comfortable. His uncomfortableness still comes in there, but he knows that it's okay and that it's healthy, even though he's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And the
Just
ability
working through it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The ability for the the Tinas and the Lindas and the Louises to fully express their weirdness.
Yeah.
Is
Brilliant.
a wonderful.
And for everyone to be okay with it. It's such a great family, the
Yeah.
Belchers.
Yeah.
Like, really, it's the kind of family
I
you wish you
agree.
could jump into. And I love the show for that reason, because everyone feels seen, I think, when they watch it. There's a little bit of piece of some person in each one of those characters.
Yeah.
There really
absolutely.
is. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
That's
So
the
funny,
genius of
too.
it, yeah.
Yes, and
so funny.
And that is that the Lauren Bouchard, who created the show, and you know, he developed with other people, and obviously there's a staff, and Nora Smith is his right hand, and now Nora and Holly Schlesinger, who are extremely talented, but Lauren's part of Lauren's genius is that his specificity with how he sees the world,
Right.
and then this amazing cast that from the pilot feels baked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that
Yeah.
like he and John Benjamin have known each other for a long time, and John Benjamin is so talented in all of these comedic voices that Lauren has this great kind of like idea and setting, and then the space for people to bring themselves to it. That's what's like magical, that is I find so hard
And unique.
And
yes,
unique.
yes.
to
And right,
find
Corey,
in
yeah.
shows
Yeah.
is that like here's a great, it's like your boss saying this is exactly what I need. It's like having a great director or a great creator is like, here's what it is, now here's your space.
Yeah, yeah. Fill
I
it
mean,
up.
Yeah.
Fill it up.
It's so funny because, you know, we all grew up having sitcoms like that, where
Yeah.
you're like, you see the characters like Me Too and all of that. It feels like animation is the only place that brings that now. It feels like there are very few shows, aside from a shrinking, certainly on network television,
Yes.
that creates
Right.
worlds that are that relatable.
Yeah, I
And the
think
family sitcom, that's what I go back
Yeah.
to. It's
I
such a
know.
wonderful
Yeah.
show where you go, I want to sit with these people, and they're animated. Like,
Yeah.
it's just fantastic. And you laugh out loud while
Oh, yeah.
watching it on top
Yeah.
of that. It's wonderful.
I
Yeah.
definitely laugh watching it, and still, you know, and it's, you know, unusual for me to watch a show that I'm working on, because you're working
Yeah.
there
You
all
know the
time
joke before it happens.
Right.
Yeah.
And also you're thinking about it so much,
Right.
that it's like, oh, okay, but like, you know, Paul and the kids love it too. So being able to watch it,
Isn't
and
that
like you
great?
said, get that
Yeah.
family sitcom, because, you know, there's always this question when you're working in animation or pitching an animated show. Well, why is it animated? Why? Why is it animated? And I understand it's a worthy question, and but the answer doesn't always have to be, oh, so they can fly, or oh, so the rabbits can talk.
Right.
It's like, it's actually so we can do what Bob's is doing, which is take the family sitcom and never have to worry about age, never
right.
have to
Yep.
worry, you know,
That's
like
right.
which is its own,
Absolutely.
you know, challenge
It
as
is a
well,
thing.
because you can't, nobody's ever going to have a Sweet 16 party,
Yeah.
or you know,
Right.
those
Yeah.
kind of things that you're like, you want to write about or whatever.
Or no
But
kid's gonna, you know, have to go to rehab.
Right.
You have to write him off the show.
Right, exactly.
That's the dark family sitcom.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
It's true.
shameless.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Those
Yeah.
kids like grew up, and like, I mean, I know that's a dated reference, but I'm just now binging it. I'm a little late to the party.
No,
You know,
but it's absolutely makes sense.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
There's a sweet spot in
you
animation
have
that you
like,
can
yeah,
just
Yeah.
it's just that
It's wonderful.
magical
And it's
Yeah.
a fun way
advantage.
to, and it's a fun way to look at everyday family stuff.
Yeah,
it's a fun.
it is.
It's a
everyday
Yeah.
family
Yeah.
stuff.
for
That's
it.
so, I mean, like
Yeah.
again, like, you know, there are moments where I'm like, I've said that to my kids, and I've had my kids say that to me, and I'm laughing out loud, and I want to go sit in that living room with them.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
And that's so rare in most shows right now. It feels,
is.
every show feels like they need to have some giant message or some, you know, pivotal moment. These are just great people that you want to follow.
Right.
They really are, and they're funny, and they love each other.
Right.
No matter
Yes.
what. And that's refreshing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
their
so
characters
if there
you
is
care
something
about.
that
Yes.
Lindsay has tried to say and a message she tried to get across, she realizes now that she did not.
Well,
That really you're just hanging out.
You
with
did
these
not
characters.
get my message
Yes,
from
No.
Candle in the gym.
Was not
no,
loud,
I don't.
not
I
loud
love
and
Candle
clear.
in the gym.
Was not loud
no,
and clear.
your mouth is a lie hole. That's the
Your
message.
mouth is a lie hole. The whole thing
right.
about being
That's right.
duped by, you
Yeah.
know, cults and
Yes.
social
Yes.
media, getting you to believe
Yep.
conspiracy theories, all of that went
That's
right over your
right
head.
over your head.
That did not go over my
Now,
head.
do
That's
your
very
kids
important.
do your kids love what you do? Are they impressed by what you do?
Do they know what
That's
you
a
do?
good question. Do they know what you do?
Well, you're old enough that they do know what she does.
and
now.
you guys watch it together. Sorry, I
They
piggybacked.
they do. We do watch it together. They watched it before I worked on it, so everyone was very excited.
cool.
When I got hired there, do they think it's cool? I think they. Yes and no. Yes and no. Like I think. I think that they think it's cool that their mom is on a show that people like, And I think that they think it's cool that, like, I mean, I guess they don't really know me any differently. They don't really remember me as the stay-at-home mom.
Right.
You know, like I was for the first few years of Isabel's life, just doing auditions and, you know, crashing and burning. And,
Not always,
you know,
come
having
on.
bro and being at my rock bottom. But when I did the pilot, bro was like 3 or 4. So so I guess they've always known me as like this working, you know, mom. So I think that they think it's cool. I think that, but maybe they just think it's cool when other people think it's cool. I don't know. But otherwise, they just want what every other kid, you know, more screen time. That's
You're
all.
incredibly impressive. You
And
really
like,
are.
And Bob's
Thank
Burgers, like
you.
getting back to, yes, there is a message in each episode, and it's quite profound in again the family that is there and there for each other. I love the show, and you know, my brother-in-law, it's his favorite show on earth, and he described it as this, not me. He said it's family ties, only everyone poops.
Oh
What?
my God.
What does that even mean?
Oh my gosh, but that's
Kind of.
right.
Isn't
That's
that correct?
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Family ties.
Only
everyone
everyone
poops.
poops. In other words, it's the real deal. It's like,
Yes.
yeah.
No, I understood it.
Corey's got notes.
Corey's got
I
notes on that
understood
one.
it.
You know
Let's
what? Call
reframe that a
JJ
little
and
bit.
tell him, hey, listen, I don't know about that one.
Oh,
Let's fix that one. That's not. Isn't
that's
that a great? Isn't
wonderful.
that a great description?
Yes, yes. We have to
Yep.
send him
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
He needs a hoodie. He needs a jean.
He
Yeah,
needs.
absolutely.
Oh, you're
Something.
saying he loves
Totally.
the
He
show.
needs something for that.
Do you have any sort of a do-over moment? I feel like you took charge of your life and sort of, you know, made your own pivots. Is there anything that if you had the chance, you would do it differently?
Since you're done.
A do-over moment. Since we.
As I lay down to die.
I guess any do-over moments. I think you're on do-over
Yeah,
divas.
like-
Any moments where you could do it over. You would.
Do it over and do it differently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've done it pretty
If you
well.
say no, that's awesome because
I
I don't have
mean-
any.
Well,
It's
It's-
PV, isn't it?
It's what? It's
Paul. It's your husband.
right. It's PV.
oh,
I thought that was some STD. I'm
I
like,
know.
that's
I
too
was
much
going to
info
say.
on
I
this.
thought you meant HPV, and I
was
know
like,
if I
oh.
could go back and get rid of that, I would undo that.
No, her husband's a rock star, which is why I'm able to say that.
He's wonderful. Yes, it's hard. I'm very much a person who, whether it's true or not, believes that I'm here because of everything
that came before.
that came before it. So it's
Wow.
it's hard to think like, oh, but if I just wouldn't, you know, like I definitely feel like after I kind of was thrust into the writing world and was able to make my pilot, but then it didn't get picked up. I really wish I would have gone out. I really wish I would have prepared and had like 3 shows to pitch.
Yeah.
Right.
So that I would have like, I would have been like, okay, that didn't go, but I want that experience again of making my own show.
While you're still the
Right.
conversation
Well,
in the room.
Right,
Right, yeah,
right.
there
Well,
you
I'm
go.
still relevant in,
Right.
That's
in
right.
this capacity. And so that has definitely been something where I look back and I'm just like, God, if I had known, if I had thought, and I'm sure people probably said it. So if I had listened to like, no, take this seriously. Take this seriously. Think about what your next idea. If I could go back, I would do that. I would take that time to do that.
Wow.
But no regrets. You know, like it's a
Yeah,
lesson.
yeah.
And I try and be more disciplined. I try to be better about that now. And if anything, this path of writing on other people's shows has just solidified that, like, oh, this is a wonderful gift that I have been given. And another facet of that gift is being able to write my own show,
Yeah.
create my own
Right.
worlds, create
Right.
my own characters. And so that's always the motor. That's always fueling.
Yeah, that was
so
one
that's
of-
still
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
come.
That was
right?
my next question
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
I'd like to see the model script that you
Oh,
pitched
God.
years ago. That just
That
sounds
became the
What's it say?
pilot.
That's
the pilot.
It became
Yeah,
the pilot.
She
you
stole
can
my
watch
married
it.
last name for it, but just saying.
She what? She what?
Salem Rogers, Model of the Year, 1998.
Salem Rogers.
Yes, well, when you can steal from
Yeah,
the best,
right? Come
you
on.
don't have to
Why not?
think
Why
of
not?
anything.
And-
The cigarettes my grandmother smoked. Salem,
Lightning
that's
round?
Corey's
Yes.
last name.
That's
All
right.
right.
Yeah, it was totally me.
Okay, we could keep going, but Corey will hurt us if we keep you too long. So let's
I'm ready.
let's do a lightning round. Okay.
Oh God, yes.
One word, one sentence answers.
fun. Okay.
Okay. First celebrity crush.
Prince.
Ooh.
Nice. Most diva thing that you carry around with you in your bag or on
Most
your
diva
Most
thing?
diva. Most
Most
diva
diva?
thing. Yeah.
Diva thing that I carry around. I think the most diva thing, honestly, is that I don't carry shit. I do not bring a wallet.
love
I do
that.
not bring a driver's license.
Whoa.
It is.
It's like, don't you know me? You get pulled over.
Yeah.
I'm Lindsay.
It is probably speaks to an unhealthy white privilege, but I just like if I can't
like
do it with
that,
my
though.
phone.
Yeah.
Then I don't. That is my thing. That when I have to, I had a doctor's appointment today, and I knew I had to bring my wallet because I needed my insurance card, and I was like, these
So
fucking
annoying.
people.
I know. I know. I keep my
These
license
fucking
in the
people.
back of my phone case, so I take nothing.
Can't you get a digital license?
get a better. I mean, you should.
That's
That
new.
should be
I
a
don't
thing.
want to
Is
give
that
a cop
thing?
my phone.
No, but it's been a thing for a couple of years. We went to dinner with friends, and she pulled out her phone, and I felt like an asshole
But they
because I had
take
to
it
fumble
back
with
to
my
the
wallet.
squad car. If you get pulled over, I'm not
Oh,
giving that guy my
yeah,
phone.
no, that's bad.
Oh God.
Oh,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Well, now you have
that's
both.
true.
It's like
Corey's
swiping
always
through my
thinking.
pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
no.
completely right.
See,
Repercussions.
Corey assumes
No.
she's going to get pulled over and then have things
Yeah.
confiscated.
Because
That's
I
how
break
Corey
the
lives.
law.
And then exposed.
Yeah, and then exposed. But
That's
that's
right.
Corey's
Exposed for
life.
her
I don't have that fear.
horrible secrets on her phone.
Horrible secret in her life,
I'm
maybe.
not a cynic.
Yeah, that's my most diva thing. I carry nothing.
I love
I love that.
It's a good one.
Fucking love
Acting
that.
or writing, what's messier?
Writing, but in the absolute best way.
Oh, I love
That
it.
is the absolute best way. That is where I get into the deep emotional cracks and crevices that I did not have the skill or talent to do as an actor. So definitely writing.
Wow.
Wow, then I don't know a lot of people who do because she had some fucking crazy talent and still do. But, you know,
You obviously have crazy talent.
You get
as a writer.
one do-over, career, outfit, or ex.
Ooh.
Oh, X.
for sure.
Pick,
More than one
Yeah.
or just
oh,
one?
Sure. I mean,
I have a
About my
handful.
20s.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh
My
my
whole
gosh.
20s.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yes.
Lindsay,
Yeah.
you're amazing. You really
Oh,
are. You're
she's all
smart.
right.
You're
Thank
funny.
you.
I mean, we really should hate you because you're.
I know, because she's so gorgeous.
really
and,
should.
and so
Like, come
talented and smart.
on.
She's like, I'm just going to do this now.
It's just
and
not
she's
fair.
doing it.
Yeah.
One of your
No.
questions should have been, give us a flaw, you bitch.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, they're
Yeah.
on display.
Yeah.
They are on display. No,
No.
this was so wonderful. What a treat.
We
for
loved
coming
having
Thank you
Yes.
for being here.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh,
Thank
what a
you for
treat
being
to sit
here.
with such smart, beautiful, insightful, inquisitive,
Yeah.
You're the
funny
best.
fucking
Yeah.
bitches.
I'll
Oh
take
my
it
God.
later.
This is
I'll
her
take it
acting
later.
kicking
That's
in.
right. That's
No.
right. See, told you she was
And
talented.
writing. yeah.
All right. Well, that's it.
Thank you for
Do-Over
being here.
Divas. We will see you next week.
Yep. See you next
See
week.
you next week.
Thanks for being here.
When you got a passion, been on for so long, and everything around you starts to go wrong. Gotta keep your head up, gotta move along.